What is going on, guys? DBG here, and this is another tier list in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So, lads, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. If you guys are obviously MyTEAM fans, because we upload more MyTEAM than anywhere else. Also, if you guys are basketball fans, I have relaunched my basketball channel. A link to that will be in the description. The channel is called B-Ball Daily. Funnily enough, if you guys don't know, for a while that was probably considered my main channel, so I was putting more time into. The channel actually hit 100,000 subscribers before this one did, but I stopped watching basketball. Now that I've started getting back into it, I'm starting to post a little bit more. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it for the intro. This is going to be the Diamonds and Pink Diamonds tier list. I'm going to be doing probably an Amethyst one tomorrow and a Ruby one on Monday, and that'll probably be it for the end for this month. And the reason why I'm going to do that is I was going to do one for Pink Diamond, one for Diamond. There's just not enough Pink Diamonds or Diamonds to do individual ones. You could probably do Diamond individually, but you can't really do Pink Diamond because there's about 10 of them. So this video is just going to be ranking all of the current Diamonds and Pink Diamonds that we have. So first up, we got Artist Gilmore. See, he can't shoot. Artist, though, he is very, very tall, which is a positive. Obviously, being really, really tall is a major, major positive. It's just the shooting is a bit of a problem. He's great. If you guys know what you're doing in the post, he can actually be very, very good. And it's weird, like, there is, like, Blaze is probably the only 2K player I've seen dominate, or a MyTEAM player completely dominate using the post. If you are a guy dominating using the post, he's going to be great, but I didn't need, before I saw the way he played, I didn't even think that those players existed. And now they do. I kind of have to put that disclaimer in. Tiny Archibald. Tiny's good. Tiny's B. Tiny's super quick, but it's just his defense is lacking and his shooting's a little bit lacking. Then we get Elgin Baylor. I'm going to put him S because people love him. I've used him once at an Opal, and I did not think he was great. I get it, he is a Galaxy Opal. However, I'm just going to put him in this tier list as well because he is started off as a Pink Diamond. He just gets way better on defense when he gets to an Opal. I just don't think he's that good. I really don't. Give me Paul George over him give me Paul Pierce over him any day. Heck, give me Paul George over him any day. Kevin Durant, if I boost up Kevin Durant's clamps, give me Kevin Durant over him. For me, my playstyle, he's not good. Could he be good for your playstyle if you're a runner? Yes, he could be good. For me, he's not great. Mykin's in that conversation with the best center in the game, so I'm going to have to put him in S. And he's in that conversation, in my opinion, with, depending on playstyle, I think Porzingis can be in there if you want picking poppers or you want a big. I think that someone like a Thurman might be in that conversation. And I also think, for me anyway, Draymond's in that conversation. I think Draymond as my point center is just dominant. Like, I'm dominating with Draymond as center. It's crazy. Then we got Rolando Blackman. So, Rolando, he can shoot, but not from the corners. He's very, very quick. He can dunk. He's a good defender, or he's not a great defender. I'm going to put him C. He's not bad. Don't get me wrong, he's not bad, but he's probably C tier overall. He's fine as a job. Horford, broken release, but still in that top 5 centers in the game, in my opinion. So he's going Diamond. Like, when I go to the Diamond tier at this stage, he's probably the only one I'm going to pick up because I've got Sleepy at the point guard position. I've got John Stockton, and I've got like Gary Payton, Isaiah Thomas locked in. So I'm just like, there's absolutely no point going out there with Al Horford. Going out there with Fat Lever, who I think is the other good Diamond award. So I'm just going to probably take Al Horford as my first one. Then we've got Mark Aguirre. Again, I'm putting Mark Aguirre in D tier, but he's got ridiculous post game. So again, if you are someone who can somehow dominate in the post, you know what? He can be a very big mismatch problem. He'll do a job. Then we got Purvis. We got Purvis short. D. Does Purvis short do anything? That's kind of where that's the problem, is like, does Purvis short do anything? He's a decent dunker. He's a decent shooter. I don't think he does anything well. Like, he's not a good defender. There's so many negatives with this card, and I just don't think he's worth using. If you want to argue that he's a great dunker, you can throw lobs to him, be my guest. But for me, man, Purvis just isn't it. This Purvis short is no better than the Amethyst card we got last October. And that card was 5 KMT. Then we got Austin Carr. Man, he's bad. He's bad. Again, Austin Carr has had some good cards historically in 2K. I think it was a 2K19 where he was a beast. I think he either had was it Amethyst or was it low-rated Diamond Austin Carr? But he had a duo Campy Russell and he was insane. But for me, man, like I can't put Austin Carr any higher than D tier. Then we got Fat Lever. B potentially moving up to A. Is Fat Lever better than Nate Archibald? For most people in the world, Fat Lever is going to be better than Nate Archibald purely because of his far superior defense. His shooting is weird. It was fine with the stick. Heck, if you've got aimbot, you're fine. I'm gonna actually, to be fair, with all of these cards, if you've got aimbot, because of the full court shooting glitch, you're fine. If you've got aimbot, you can use anybody. But the release with the button is not great. Using the stick, his release is fine, but I have a weird feeling they're gonna patch this. I mean, they're gonna just take the stick out of the game because of aimbot. Then we've got Earl Monroe. Earl's one tier below these two guys. Earl's good. He's just not as good as Fat Lever and Nate Archibald. He doesn't kind of do as much. So I'm like, Earl Monroe, he's a little bit taller than Tiny. He dunks a little bit better. But he's a little bit slower. He just doesn't do as much for me on the floor. Like, Nate Archibald's a blur. Fat Lever's a great defender and can shoot a little bit. Earl Monroe can kind of do a bit of everything, but not a great defender and just not good enough at any one thing to put him above C tier. Then we have got Nate Thurmond. I've got to put Thurmond in A tier only because he is the best defensive center in the game. Do I think Thurmond is good? No. Would I ever use Thurmond in a team? No. But is Thurmond objectively a good card? Yes. He can't shoot. He can't fit my playstyle, but sure, if you just want your center to rim run and get rebounds and defend, he's fantastic. Then we got, man, Jermaine O'Neal's garbage. He's garbage. Like, he's C. Oh, you know what? He's absolutely garbage. I'm sorry. Like, I know there are probably people that like this card. In my opinion, he is absolutely horrendous. I don't even see there being any use for him. Like, I will fully concede that there is a use for Artis Gilmore. That there is a use for Nate Thurmond. I will fully concede that. I'm not the biggest fan of either of those cards, but I will concede they have a use. Like, yeah, like a 75-3. Actually, I did not realize he had a 75-3. But still, Hall of Fame post spin's kind of his only thing. He's not really going to play defense. His jumper is broken. 59 speed ball. I did not realize he had a 75-3, so for that reason, I'm going to move him. I don't know why I thought his 3 was 25. I've only used him as an inside player and he did nothing for me. But the fact that he can shoot, I still don't like him. I'm putting him in C. But I was wrong with that. Bernard King. And Bernard King is another one of those. It is just kind of there, isn't he? Like, he's just there. It's like the... Oh, man. It's a hard thing to describe. Like, he doesn't play much defense. He doesn't shoot the 3 ball. He's going D. He's got a good driving dunk, I guess. He got contact and relentless. Does he have quick first step? No. Does he have clamps? No. He's not good. Then we got Johnson. Johnson is a little bit better here, so he probably belongs in this tier. Man, these pink time token rewards are really underwhelming until we come out with Jojo White. I'm struggling to speak. Stephon Marbury, B. I initially was wrong about Stephon Marbury. I initially thought you could give him clamps. When I put on my original tier list, someone told me you could give him clamps. Just like someone told me you could give Mitch Richmond clamps, which is why at some stage I was rating him higher than Allen Houston. That is the thing with Stephon Marbury. If you could give him clamps, he'd be 1 to 2 tiers higher, but you can't. I get it as a base card, he doesn't have clamps, but he's really good. Marbury is super fast. He is very similar to a Derrick Rose in terms of just, like, it's how he moves in animations. Also, not a great driving dunk. 75, but does dunk a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to keep him. I'll keep him B. I'll keep him B. I don't think he belongs quite in A, but I'll keep him B. Because actually, yeah, he's... For me anyway, I'd probably have more success with Fat Lever. JaVale McGee, D tier. He is garbage. Bob Lanier. Bob Lanier, despite not being able to shoot a 3-pointer, the dude is the best mid-range shooter I have ever seen. I have no idea where he gets it from. Like, he hits every mid-range shot. Like, I've played against him so many times. People that know how to use him, they just take one dribble inside the 3-point line, pull up, bang, every single time. So, yeah, for me, I think he belongs in that B tier, despite the fact I wouldn't really use him. Kuzi, A. He doesn't come with any good badges, and even with him, his release is good, but his dribble sigs are bad. Brian Winters, A. Brian Winters as a just pure sniper is so good. I'm not entirely sure if you can put range on him. He doesn't come with range. I'm not entirely sure if you can put range on him. I probably wouldn't put range on him. The only cards I put range on this year are, I might put range on Sleepy. Basically, if we don't get anything on Tuesday, I'm going to put range on Sleepy. But the only cards that I put range on are John Stockton, and basically because I think Stockton is going to be my point guard 250k. I will probably get Steph Curry by 250k qualifiers. My point guards are probably going to be that Steph Curry, as well as the the John Stockton. I think they're going to be my 2 point guards. So that's why I get Stockton and Draymond Green, who I guarantee you is in my squad for 250. But Brian Winters, good defender. He's open at 3-point line. It's green every time, basically. Terrell Brandon, he's 5'10". He's okay. He's 5'10". That is a big problem. Boogie, I hate this card. I've used him a few times. I hate him. I hate him so much. I don't know where I want to put him. I don't know if I want to put him in C or D. I'll put him in C because I think he's like objectively better than JaVale McGee. Not a good shooter, not great at anything. Larry. I really badly want to put Larry in S tier. For me, Larry's S tier. When it just comes to his shooting, his ability to hit those leaning stick fadeaways, his defense is way above average. He's got good length. For me, Larry's S tier. But there's other cards later on that are better that I'm going to put down. No, I'll keep him there for now. Hakeem, C. Hakeem's on that like Artis Gilmore level. He's fine. He does a job. Ben Wallace, our first worthless card in this video. If you want an athletic center who blocks shots, just get Ryan Hollins. If you guys want a 6'9" guy that's going to barely get a defensive rebound because defensive players refuse to grab the rebounds, who's going to not only not be able to shoot a three-pointer, not be able to shoot a mid-range or a free throw, or a layup, because no one can make a layups in the post, a guy with no post game whatsoever, then get Ben Wallace. Otherwise, just don't. He's not worth it. Gary Payton, B. I've been leaning towards C. The more I use this card, the more I hate this card. I'm going to say it right now. The more I use him, the more I hate him. Jerry West. Wherever Kuzi is, Jerry West is. They are so similar. Jerry West and Bob Cousy as cards in this game are super similar. Cousy's slightly better stats. Jerry West has got better SIGs, but badge-wise, they're very similar. Jason Kidd, wherever Gary Payton is. Jason Kidd is probably on a little bit of a lower end because he can't use the stick anymore. Pre-stick patch, Jason Kidd was a beast. And the reason why I'm talking constantly about like pre-stick patches, I have a weird feeling they revert the stick the way it was at the start because that was literally un-aimbottable because it all depended on where you were on the floor, so it was impossible to aimbot. Now you can aimbot pretty easily. Then we've got Isaiah Thomas. He's better than all of these cards, including Fat Lever, but he's also nowhere near as good as Bob Cousy or Jerry West. He'd be like a between B and A. I'm going to put him B, but the top of B. Then we got a card. He's going to split opinions because I hate this card and I know a lot of people like him. It's Lamar Odom. I'm putting Lamar Odom in C tier. I hate LaMarcus Aldridge base this year. Aldridge base 11. It had its time. It was fun for a few years. It most definitely had its time. There was a lot of great things about that card, or about that base. However, this card, he's just not it. He doesn't dribble the greatest. Yeah, he's got a decent pie in the back, and that's about it. He's got no clamps, no range extender, and moderately good stats. Man, I can't put him higher than C. Paul George. Alonzo Mourning. I don't think he's that bad. He can hit wide open. I'm going to put him C. But Paul George, A. If you could put range on Paul George, he'd be up there in S tier. He's got that same behind the back as... He's like, imagine if Lamar Odom had clamps and had a better release. That is basically what Paul George is. And also a better three-pointer and was faster. Paul George just Odom but better in every single way. Now, Paul George is really nice. He's going to be in my turn. He's going to be in my team for the Players Lounge tournament as well at the weekend. He's going to be a god. Then we have got Steve Nash. D. He's so bad. I get it. You can put badges on him. I'll put him C. Just because I'm pretty sure you can put clamps on him. I'm almost certain of that. If I'm wrong with the fact you can put clamps on Steve Nash, put him in D or worthless. Because, man, his release is not good. He's not great. He is by no means a great player at all. Draymond S. I am Draymond Green I'm the number one Draymond Green fanboy this year. If you guys watched me play this game, I literally ISO with Draymond Green. That's all I do. I have gold range extender on the guy, and I just ISO him. And even before I got gold range extender on him, he's the best corner shooter in the game. I have my limited squad, Draymond Green, Paul Pierce, John Stockton. It's just 3 guys who at any given stage can just ISO and pull from deep. John Stockton, ridiculous as well. Paul Pierce, ridiculous as well. Like, those guys are insane. And not only that, like, there's on my main team, I use Draymond as center. And I play with... I was playing a power forward Porzingis center, and that was working really well. But actually running with a weirdly small lineup of the Busher a power forward, Draymond a center, or Bailey Howell a power forward, Draymond a center, worked so well. So yeah, I gotta put Draymond in that S tier. Brandon Roy's going B tier. I don't think he put clamps or range on him, but he's like a slightly better version, not the same position, but he does a similar thing to an Odom. But he's fine. He's not worth his price. He's by no means worth his price, but he's fine. He does a job. He's not going to be a great defender, but he will score for you, especially from the mid-range. He's okay. Kevin Durant is borderline. He's like borderline here. I'm going to put Kevin Durant top of A tier, because I just think that because the fact without badges, he's not an S tier player. He needs badges on him to be up in that top tier of players, or even be in the debate for that top tier players, because bronze range extender, bronze clamps is not good enough. However, I think that if you can get both of those with gold, he becomes an absolute god with that Pro 2 tween, and his release is so nice this year. So yeah, I'm gonna put him here, but badged up, you can argue him an S. Actually, to be fair, badged up, Bob Cousy and Jerry West are both S tier as well. Stockton, no question about it, Stockton is one of the best cards in the game this year. Since how he's one of the best guys in the game, I don't know. Stockton is literally windmilling off alley-oops. Like, it's just ridiculous. Paul Pierce, best card in the game, S tier. Paul Pierce is still the best card in the game. I don't care what anyone says. In my opinion, the cards in this game, from what I've used, I don't like Baylor. In my opinion, my best cards are Stockton, Pierce is number 2. Number 3, probably Draymond. 4, Larry. 5, even though he doesn't have clamps, Allen Houston. That would be my dream 5. Or, I want to argue, badged up KD or Mikan or Elgin. I wouldn't say you're wrong, but that is my opinion. Sven Nader's so bad. I'm pretty sure he's got a god tier release though. Does he have base 38 or something? But no, his stats are bad. Sven Nader C tier. Dennis Rodman. Man, he's going D, and let me explain why. He doesn't bring anything on the floor. He is a better version of Ben Wallace. That is what he is. Like, if defensive rebounding was fixed so that AI players actually crash boards instead of just literally AI players just stand there, they do not crash boards. They do not crash boards. They just stand there. Like, if that wasn't the case, I'd be saying probably C or B. But he can't shoot at all. Can't really defend people on the perimeter. Great interior defender, but he's too small to really be an elite rebounder. And Robin's going D, but if you want to put him C, I'm not going to argue. Jojo. Oh, is Jojo S tier? Is he? Not quite. Unbelievable interior defense though, so you can't post him up. He is borderline as well. He is right up there at that top of the A tier with Kevin Durant. I'm going to put him in A tier because I really don't know. I think putting Jojo in S tier would be a bit ridiculous, but Matt Jojo's crazy good. Then we got Manu. He's a better Brandon Roy. Basically, he's a better Brandon Roy, so he's like in the upper end of B tier, lower end of A. If you want to put him in A tier, I'm not going to argue. But he is like upper B, lower A. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. This is my diamond/pink diamond tier list. I'm happy with it. Again, this is my personal list, my playstyle. If you don't agree with me, that is perfectly fine. We don't all have to agree with each other, but this is just my opinion. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.